Watcha. So it's 8 o'clockish. Gone 8. Late start today. Got here about an hour ago maybe. Fish are rolling just off the far bank, where they have been all year really. Wind's pushing down the lake, as you can see, southwesterly, west-southwesterly. It seems to be the predominant wind for most of the year, doesn't it, during the summer, autumn. Weather's been wet of late, we've had thunderstorms, it's nicely overcast, it's warmish, it's not too bad. Happy to be here. Just had a fish roll here, and there, possibly the same fish rolled and rolled again. It's nice to see them about, as it were, not just in one area. Well, I just lost a fish out there in them reeds. It went straight in. I held on to it, got out in the boat, released the boat, and the line just parted. Gutted. Well, it's midday. We're getting the sunny periods at the moment. And sometime around mid-afternoon, 3, 4, we're supposed to get some more rain, thunderstorm possibly. But I think I've done well this year. I'm happy with the results I've had. Sometimes I felt I should be getting more runs, and I think perhaps I should have gone perhaps over this setup a little bit sooner, but yeah. That wind's pushing down nice, isn't it? Look at the water though, it's dark. That's what you want. Well, it's still blowing, sunny periods. Fish have gone a little bit quiet. I'm hoping that'll pick up in an hour or two as the afternoon and evening start to wear in. And a couple of bleeps on the right hand rod, the rod top knocked. It could be a carp, couldn't it? So I'll work on that rig, try and ensure that it sits right, works right. So it's round about 1 o'clock, so yeah, 1:30. So I reckon in about half an hour I'll have a recast and I'll put some more bait out. Just a handful or two, not too much, but enough should a carp come along. Well, it's 2 o'clock, so I've recast and rebaited. A few fish topping here and there still, so it ain't over. Sunny period still. It's a nice day for it. I can't complain. Well, it's gone 3 and the fish are starting to roll regularly. I do like this place. I love the way you see the fish, you know. It's enough of a challenge that, you know, it really sort of makes it worthwhile, and you get rewarded for your efforts too. And sometimes really nicely, so yeah. Well, look at that wind blowing down the lake now. And they're crashing out there, per usual. Alright. Well, we're getting some nice sunny periods today, keep me warm. And that wind is a little bit chillier than it usually is. So, when the sun goes in, you do feel it. I haven't had to overdress today at all. Days of your lives. Live them to the full. Oh, we've got a fella doing acrobatics above us. Every day I'm here. They're up there. Spitfires flying over. All sorts. I do feel like I'm going to get another bite. I really do. Let's hope I get it in. Let's hope it hooks itself. Because I think I might have had at least one bite today that didn't. Got away with it early on that right hand rod when it nodded and bleeped. Yeah, difficult to say. The other problem in here, of course, is there are a few crayfish and of course cats. And cats are different to the carp in that a lot of the time they'll swim along the bottom on their bellies around the feeding area. So they'll hit your lines. I've fouled a cat before. My rod was knocking and banging and bleeping, and it went off. I hooked it in peck. Yeah. And I recall fishing with a catfish angler who always got excited when his bobbin started tinkling away. He said that's the cats moving around the lines. Yeah. So, difficult to say, but yeah. There's always room for improvement. Some right lumps have crashed out there though, I'll tell you. Log time. And we've got a real beauty. It's a stunner. Left hand rod. Oh, let's just tell you. It's a fat one. They're all fat here. Oh, the colours on this fish. Yeah. Sun's out. It's difficult to find shade, so that's 25.10. It's a chunk, isn't it? What a beauty. Right, let's just hold you up one more time and then we'll take some pictures. There you go. What a beauty. Right. It's always great to get a result when something works out. Right, let's quickly get the camera sorted. Pop this one back. Both rods out, bait up, sorted. Well, it's all working. 2 bites, but that one definitely proved it. The first one could be a fluke, but the second one, always happy to get that. Sun's come out, sky's cleared. This was forecast, sunny periods. The cloud will move over again. I'm happy. That was an absolutely beautiful fish, wasn't it? It really was a nice fish. And it's nice to get the bigger 20s as well rather than the lower ones, because that's what I want to do. There is a number of them in here, I've seen them. A number of big 20s, good 30s, you know, so I don't know if there's a 40 in here. Wouldn't surprise me if there's one in here in the winter when it fattens up, but at the moment I'm not sure. Yeah, I haven't made too many inquiries about what the stock is. It's always nice to just, you know, find out for yourself when you catch them. It's good to get a fish. Great scrap. Managed to keep it out of the reeds. Got it to the boat. I was already there. Net went straight under. Awesome. Kept it off balance long enough while it was around here so it couldn't get a head up. Yeah. Knew I'd hooked a good one though as soon as I pulled into it. You can tell. Well, we're in for the last hour of the session. It's 5:30. Fish have been rolling here and there, but it has been a lot quieter. Back Thursday morning, day off tomorrow. Lots of things to do. Getting ready for Thursday for a start. Well, it's just gone 7. I've been here since about 20 past 6. Getting the kit in, getting settled in. cast out, both rods were sorted. Watcha. I'll tell you what, I need a day off between sessions. They tire me out, wear me out. I'm switched on all the time. So I kind of never really relax, especially when you're doing a day session, because of course it's all so much more focused and so much more immediate. You haven't got time to sort of lay around really, although having said that, you have, but yeah. Runs at this time of year, well, they can come pretty much any time of day, it seems. And we're getting later and later, and I guess they have, because it's usually about 9:30 when I get my first run. If I get one then, early, normally 10 o'clock. That's what it's been like for the last 2-3 weeks. I don't think I've had any real early ones. But then, that's not surprising. It doesn't get light now until just gone 6. Out here in the fens, because it's so flat, it gets lighter about 5 or 10 minutes earlier and darker about 5 or 10 minutes later. You get that like twilight zone. I've mentioned that, haven't I? I haven't seen anything roll yet. Actually, that's not true. I think I saw one over there while I was tackling up. Could have been a coot. Right. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the day's got in store. Just a little cart roll over there. I was just about to make an entry, saying how quiet it was, which is never a good sign. But sometimes they don't start to roll until a good hour or so after first light. As the year wears on, it seems that gets later and later. And some waters, they don't roll at all in the winter. Others, they still keep on doing it. Crystal Lakes was like that. They'd roll in the winter just as much as they did in the summer, I think. Obviously, lots to do with the deep water. So at the moment, I think if there's any build up of warm water in this lake, it's going to be down this end of the lake and not the other end. The wind's pushing the water down here all the time. Warm water floats, as you know, so yeah, and it'll be stratification and layers as well. It won't all just be, you know, there'll be spots. I learnt that swimming in lakes as a kid. You'd find warm spots in the lake and you'd swim out of it into a cold spot, and you could tell the difference. Taking a cart. Well, hopefully that wind will pick up a little bit more, push down the length of the lake. The fish will start rolling and we'll start getting bites. Another fish just rolled over there, but it is quiet. I noticed it when I got here. It took me about half an hour to get all my kit sorted, get the rig sorted and bait up. Well, when I got here last week, Tuesday, it's Thursday today, the fish were rolling everywhere when I got here. So I baited up a little bit heavier than I normally would. I just thought, there's fish rolling everywhere, put some bait out, Steve. Whereas this morning, I probably put out about half of what I put out Tuesday. And I tried to get it as tight on the areas as possible as well, on the rods, which I think I succeeded in doing. But it's just in a response really to what I'm seeing, you know. So I guess this morning it's like, I would call it the normal amount for this time of year. Just sort of feeling my way through it. Obviously if I get bites, when I start seeing fish rolling, I might try and make something happen, put more bait in, but yeah, the other day I did put a lot more. I got through almost the entire bucket of bait in the day, which I haven't done in quite a while. At least a couple of 3 weeks. been putting in less and less as September wore on. Now we're in the first week of October. Well, temperatures have been pretty stable of late as well. I think that was the key for Tuesday. Well, it's definitely a lot quieter on this lake. I'm not seeing anything roll down here or the other end. It's a much quieter day. It doesn't mean we're not going to get runs, but well, it's not a good sign. I think a lot of the time rolling is actually the same fish. I think you need to really be observant and watch the fish and try and recognise them, but certainly when I've been up trees and I've seen fish rolling, it's the same fish rolling in different areas. And you can see them move. I've seen carp swimming a couple of feet under the water and just come up and roll and then go carry on again. Well, it's just gone 12. Still very quiet down here today. There's no activity on the lake anywhere. You would think there was a carp in here.